Trade Wars or Class Wars is a book that discusses the relationship between economic inequality and global trade conflicts. Written by Matthew C. Klein, a financial journalist, and Michael Pettis, a professor of economics at Peking University. They point out that labor wages in China are much lower than in the US, allowing US companies to move their production to China to obtain lower production costs. However, according to Klein and Pettis, the long-term implication of this is that most of the profits from trade between the US and China flow more to US companies than to workers and consumers in both countries. In addition, differences in living standards also play an important role in trade between the US and China. They point out that environmental standards and worker protections in China are much lower than in the US, allowing Chinese companies to produce at a lower cost. This could create injustice in global trade and exacerbate economic inequality in both countries. In this book, Klein and Pettis propose several solutions to address this problem, including improving workers and environmental protections in China and improving US market access to products manufactured in China. Thus, they hope to achieve a fairer and more balanced trade between the two countries, so as to improve the overall welfare of the global economy. According to Klein and Pettis, changes in the structure of the industry occurred due to the presence of technology and advances in transport, which made enterprises able to move their production to countries with lower production costs. They point out that the profits from global trade are unevenly distributed around the world, but rather flow more to countries that have managed to obtain comparative advantages in a particular production. These countries tend to have lower wage rates, a more favorable business environment, and more natural resources, so international companies choose to produce there. However, the long-term impact of this is the growing inequality in the distribution of global trade profits, where more profits flow to companies and investors in developed countries, while developing countries tend to receive fewer profits. In this book, Klein and Pettis propose several solutions to address this problem, including improving market access and investment for developing countries, as well as reducing global pressure on countries to continue to improve competitiveness and lower environmental standards and workers' rights. Thus, they hope to achieve a fairer and more balanced trade between countries with different income levels and levels of development, so as to improve the overall welfare of the global economy. Historical case studies, such as the British and Indian trade in the 19th century, to show how unfair trade can damage a country's economy and exacerbate social inequality. At that time, Britain used its power as an imperialist power to control trade with India and forced India to sell its products at very low prices. The impact of this trade is to damage the Indian economy, where the agricultural sector is becoming increasingly depressed and smallholder farmers are becoming poorer, while the British are getting richer and richer. In the long run, this also has an impact on social inequality and political tensions in India. They also point out that unfair trade gaps can trigger conflicts and political tensions, such as those in the 19th century in India, and can pose a threat to international peace and stability. Thus, they are pushing to adopt a fairer and more balanced approach to trade, in which countries with lower levels of development can benefit from global trade, and trade profits can be distributed more evenly throughout the world. According to the IMF, wealth distribution inequality in the US has increased since the 1980s, where most of the increase in income and wealth has been in the hands of the upper group, while the middle and lower groups have stagnated or even decreased. This has exacerbated tensions between classes in the US, where the middle and lower classes feel left behind and feel they have lost access to the same economic opportunities as the upper class. On the other hand, China has become a country with growing income inequality. Although China's economy has grown rapidly in recent decades, the profits from such growth have been concentrated in the upper segments of society, while most of the Chinese population still lives below the poverty line. This economic inequality has been one of the main causes of trade tensions between the US and China, with the US accusing China of unfair trade practices, including currency manipulation, misuse of intellectual property rights and unfair state subsidies for certain industries. These trade tensions could exacerbate economic inequality in the two countries, where businesses and workers from the middle and lower classes could miss out on economic opportunities as a result of trade sanctions and tariff wars imposed by the two countries. Developed countries have the ability to produce more technologically advanced goods and services, while developing countries contribute more to the production of cheaper raw materials and products. This inequality causes developed countries to have advantages in international trade, which subsequently creates tensions between countries. Developing countries tend to protest unfair trade practices, such as dumping and subsidies that provide benefits to producers in developed countries. These trade tensions often lead to trade wars, in which countries impose tariffs and other trade barriers to protect their domestic producers. However, these measures can worsen the overall global economic situation, as they restrict cross-border trade and investment. In this book, Klein and Pettis argue that trade conflict is actually a class war, because the advantages of unfair trade and economic inequality accumulate in the hands of economic and political elites. In the long run, these inequalities can lead to global financial and economic crises. Therefore, Klein and Pettis encouraged countries to take action to reduce economic inequality and improve the distribution of wealth, thereby reducing tensions in international trade and preventing trade wars and a larger global economic crisis. Currency manipulation and protectionism can exacerbate economic inequality and trade conflicts. Currency manipulation can benefit exporters from manipulating countries, but it can harm other countries and result in global economic instability. Protectionism can also harm other countries and exacerbate global economic inequality, and may even strengthen inequality within the country by benefiting strong domestic industries while weakening weaker industries. Klein and Pettis argue that fair and balanced trade is key to ensuring that profits from global trade are evenly distributed, thus helping to reduce social and political tensions that can lead to economic instability and international conflict.